Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be another foundation review, demo, and first impressions. And today I have the new NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I just picked this up a few days ago at Ulta, and I got this for $49. That's what the retail price is, which I think is pretty pricey for a foundation, but if it's a good foundation, then I 100% think it is worth it. So you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty normal in a foundation, and this one I have in the shade of medium 3 Stromboli. I did get color matched at Ulta, so I'm praying that it looks good right here today on camera for you guys. And this does come in 33 shades, which I think is pretty normal and pretty average for a foundation. I think that's actually really good. So I'm just gonna read you guys some of the claims on the back. It says, meet NARS first longwear foundation that looks stronger, stays longer with skin recognition pigments for the Truest color match in 16 hours of wear, featuring NARS Skin Optimizing Complex, raspberry, apple, and watermelon extracts for smoother, healthier looking skin. So those are some pretty good claims on their website. Basically, this is just saying that it's like fade resistant, it lasts all day, but you still get like that natural radiant look. Of course, natural radiant foundation. So let's see what it's all about. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it because I know we're here for the review. So I have no face makeup on. I woke up not too long ago and I just did like my normal skincare routine that I do every morning, and I have like just lashes and brows on. So I'll leave the details of my makeup down below if you are interested. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is just apply the foundation one side with my brush and the other side with a sponge, just because I like to see which one is gonna work better for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in. So also just a quick little disclaimer, I do have combo skin for those of you wondering. So the T-zone area for me, like my forehead around here and like my chin, tends to be a little bit on the oily side, and then the rest of my face is pretty normal to dry. So alright, packaging wise, I love the foundation. I think it is a gorgeous packaging. I think NARS is probably like my favorite packaging just because it's so simple, and I feel like sometimes with makeup less is more, and I just love the simple, sleek packaging. So it does come with a pump, which I love because with all that money, it better have a pump. But I really like that aspect of it. It seems a little dark for me, so I might have to go down a shade, but we'll see. So I'm not going to use any primer. With all my foundation reviews, I don't really like to use a primer just because I want to know what type of primers I'm going to need. So a lot of my foundations, usually they will get a little oily around my T-zone, so I'm like, okay, next time I use it, I'm going to need a mattifying primer, or maybe I need a smoothing primer. You know, it just depends on how the foundation wears throughout the day. I want to give it like its fair shot. So I'm just going to go ahead and pump this out in the back of my hand. Alright, I'm going to do 2 full pumps. So let's just go with it. I smell everything. It doesn't smell like anything. This might be a little too dark for me. Yeah, I literally used up the full two pumps from the back of my hand. So just go ahead and buff this in. I'm using a Morphe M439 brush. I like to always buff in the foundations to give me the best coverage. Oh wow, this is looking really nice as far as coverage goes. I feel like maybe I could have went down like 1 shade. Zoom in a little bit more. It's a very yellowy foundation, at least on my skin right now. It blends out like seamlessly. Like I just blended out this side of my face in less than a minute. Wow, I think that looks really good though. I think the color, like the tone, it matches me really well. As you can see, it's a very like yellowy sort of color, but I could probably be like shade 2 versus shade 3. But I do like the way that it looks. It's not too crazy. At least I don't think it looks that bad. That blended out like flawlessly, as you can see. Really great coverage. Really evened out my skin tone and just made the area look really flawless. I don't really think this is a radiant like foundation. Like in my opinion, it looks like a really natural finish. Like it's not a powder finish, it's not a dewy finish, it's kind of just like right in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the other side with using my sponge. I'm also using 2 pumps. I do have a little scar right there. I was breaking out last week like really bad. I think it's just stress from school. And this sponge I actually got from Sephora, the Sephora collection. It came with like 3 other sponges. I used this area today to clean up my concealer, but I'm gonna use this side right here and just blend it out. Oh wow, it looks really good. Yeah, I could probably be shade 2, but I'm gonna see how it wears throughout the day and how the foundation looks once I add like concealer and all that, because I can always lighten up the foundation. I already like it more with the brush. You can see a little bit around my nose. This always happens to me when I don't use a primer. It's like kind of like caking up a little bit. It looks kind of cracked. Really gotta like blend that in. Wow, this foundation is really great coverage. Like, so 4 pumps did my entire face. The pumps, when they come out, it doesn't shoot out a lot of product. Whereas some foundations, like you do 1 pump and it's like a lot of foundation coming out. This doesn't shoot out a lot. So just a little FYI, that's why I did have to use so many pumps. But I do think it made my skin tone look really even. The coverage is great. You can see I did have a little bit of scarring here and it like completely covered it up. So I would say this is definitely full coverage. Like, it looks really, really good. I'm happy with it. Alright, so again, this is the brush side right here, and I'm loving it. Honestly, I think it looks so good. I know the color, it looks a little yellowy on my skin right now, but I'm obsessed with just the way that it looks and the way that it's sitting on my skin, even without a primer. I think it looks really awesome. And this is the sponge side on this side right here. I'm not, like, I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but I'm not obsessed with the way that it looks. I think the brush side looks so much better. This is like my favorite brush for foundation because it really gives you like awesome coverage. Looks the best. It doesn't soak up product. It's just the best foundation brush. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back in 1 second, and I'll give you guys a little bit of my insight on the foundation so far. All right, guys, I'm back. I finished up the rest of my makeup. If you're curious on what I'm wearing and stuff, I'll leave it down below in the description box for all details. Please check there because I literally leave every single FAQ, everything that you guys ask. It's usually in the description box below, so just check it out if you are interested. So I did want to mention that I did set my face because I always like to set my makeup. Like, every single time I do my makeup, I never go a day without setting it. So I'm just using the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. This one's in the shade Claire Light 15. I'm obsessed with this powder. It's so good because it really smooths out your skin and just makes it look like baby soft, but it doesn't give you like that powdery finish. So obsessed with this. I also did set my under eye area, like where I applied concealer and stuff, with a Morphe 9B palette. It's like the contour kit that they have. I love that palette as well, and I use the banana shade. So this is what my makeup is looking like right now, and honestly, I'm super happy with it. Like, I don't really have any complaints, minus my nose. As you can see, my nose looks a little like cracked and dry, and honestly that happens with like every single one of my foundations, especially if I don't use like a primer or like a setting spray or primer spray. It's bound to happen, so like I kind of expected that. But for the sake of the video, I didn't want to use a primer, and I'm not going to use a setting spray because I really want to give the foundation a fair shot on its own. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day, but I'm not really like too mad about that because, like I said, it happens with like all of my foundations. Other than that, I love the way this looks because I got the coverage that I wanted, but it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. I think it looks just like awesome. Everything went on super smooth. I don't really have like any other concerns besides my nose with the foundation. I am gonna just go ahead really quick and take a picture with my phone to see how this looks on camera. I do have the iPhone 7 and I'm just gonna use flash. And if you're curious, by the way, my case, I got it from Amazon. And then this little pop socket, it has little avocados in it because I'm obsessed with avocados. My boyfriend Hector actually got this for me for Christmas, but I'm pretty sure you can find it like on Amazon or something. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a flash photo. Oh my gosh, I think everything looks really good. It doesn't look like super white. Obviously I have these bright lights on and stuff, but like it doesn't look bad like whatsoever. Like, I've seen way worse, and I've had pictures where like I look like ghost face, like just bad. I'm gonna turn off these lights and take another selfie. Alright, so I turned off my ring light, which is like the main source of light in my room right now. As you can see, it's so dark without my light. Let's do it. Oh wow, again, I don't think that looks bad at all. Like, it looks pretty damn good in my opinion. Like, that's good. I guess these foundations like this are always great, like if you're going out, if you have a special event, prom, a wedding, because like who wants ghost face? I mean, that's just, that looks bad. Been there, done that. But yeah, I think this foundation and powder together, they're like good. They're a good match. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just go about my day. I will tell you guys, I'm not gonna be wearing this foundation for 16 hours because I usually don't wear my foundation for that long, and like, unless it's a super long night or day. And if it was 16 hours from now, it would be 3 in the morning. Literally, I go to bed at like 12. Like, I don't go to bed super late. But what I'm gonna do is just come back in a few hours. I'll do a check-in for you guys and let you know how everything is wearing. Right now it is 11:07 a.m. So I'll be back in a little bit and I'll let you guys know how everything is wearing. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, I'm back. I did end up changing into something a little bit more comfy. I took off my earrings because I was doing homework and laundry like all day. So right now it is approximately 8:59 p.m. So it's been what? 12, 9, almost 10 hours since I've been wearing this foundation, and this is what it's looking like. I didn't touch up or anything throughout the day, and let me just say my face is like a grease ball. Like it literally looks bad right now. Like it's extremely oily. I noticed my face started getting oily around 4 p.m. so that's about 5 hours into wearing the foundation. I just felt like I needed to touch up my makeup at that point, but I didn't want to just because I wanted to show you guys this is how it looks like after a super long day of wearing it. I am definitely going to blot right now because I really need it, and I'm going to just show you guys on camera like what it is looking like. So I'm going to just use my Fenty Beauty little blotting sheets that I have. I know that's super extra, but these are just the ones that I currently have. So I'm just going to go ahead and blot pretty much everywhere and just to see what happens. Whoo, look at that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, all of that oil on my face. This is definitely one of those foundations that just has made me excessively oily. I mean, I've had a lot of foundations that do this to me, but like this is like a lot. Like my entire face is a grease ball. It's not even like my T-zone at this point. It's like everywhere. Let me do my cheeks. Like, look at that. Yeah, that's crazy. And like another thing that I've noticed, and I started noticing this around like 4 p.m. That's when I was really like looking up close at my makeup. Around my nose, my mouth, like my chin, like basically this bottom portion of my face, the foundation is actually fading and it's like going away a little bit. Now I didn't like blow my nose or anything today. I usually have really bad allergies, but today they weren't bad. But it's like literally faded around that area, and I don't know why, but it just happened. So I don't know if you can really tell when I showed you guys the up close shot, but it is a little splotchy on that area because it did start to like come off a little bit. So I'm gonna have to disagree with the whole claim that it says it is fade resistant, because it does fade a little bit, at least for me in those areas. I don't even know if it's like worth touching up, but I'm gonna do it for the sake of the video. I'm just gonna go back in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder, and I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild P60 powder brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of very briefly set my face a little bit. I mean, it isn't a matte foundation, like obviously I knew that using it. It says radiant, but that's a little aggressive. So this is what it looks like once I touched it up. Obviously my glow is still coming through. It doesn't look terrible now that I touched it up, but it's definitely looking like I have makeup on right now. Like, and you can tell that you've been wearing makeup for a long period of time. It did get a little, I would say, cakey, like around this area right here. And on my forehead a little bit, like in between my brows. It kind of has like that heavy makeup look. Okay, so my overall thoughts on the foundation, I'm not loving it on its own. I think for $49, I definitely expected it to be a little bit better. It faded throughout the day right here. It got so oily, like on my entire face. It just looks super greasy. And I mean, I know I didn't use a primer and stuff. I don't know. I would expect that from like a drugstore foundation, and sometimes that happens to me with drugstore foundations, but this was just like really oily. Like it looks, my face just like greasy, like all together. So I'm going to use this with a primer, like my favorite mattifying primer, setting sprays and stuff, and I'll definitely get back to you guys. But as of now, I'm not like obsessed with it on its own, just because I feel like you have to touch up constantly, and like once you touch up, I feel like it doesn't look that bad, but it looks a little bit heavy like the longer that you have on the foundation. Like right now, it definitely looks like I have a lot of makeup on my face, and it looks a little cakey in some areas. It's faded on the bottom part of my face, so I really don't think right now that for $49 this is worth it. And I definitely do think that you need to incorporate other products in order to make the foundation work. If you have oily skin, I feel like this is going to be a greasy disaster, just because like for me, with my combo skin, it was so oily, and like I told you guys earlier, usually my T-zone is like the main spot that gets super oily, but like my entire face was oily. So I would probably say this is more for like my dry skin girls. But even then, on its own, I expected way more from a $49 foundation. But those are my thoughts as of now. I will come back in a couple of videos and I'll let you guys know what I think, my final thoughts. I'll also keep you posted on my social media. I'm going to be using it throughout this week because I'm really curious how it's going to perform with other mattifying primers and setting sprays and primer sprays. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me know what you think down below. If you like the foundation, what are your thoughts? I really did like the way that it looked at first, but like throughout the day, it just wasn't my favorite. So leave me your thoughts down below. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.